Dubious men using Shutup Ring to embarrass women. That's the focus of this video. We will discuss how to prevent yourself from falling into this trap, and if you're already in this trap, how to get out of it. How long should you be in a relationship before getting engaged?
I thought I was going to force this man to propose to me. For 3 months, he was like, do what you got to do. You want to move, move. So the last day I was putting my stuff in the car, he came over and helped me put my stuff in the car, and we putting stuff in the trunk, and I just started crying. I'm like, you really gonna let me leave? He looked at me and he said, have a safe trip.
How long should an engagement last before marriage?
At the time, people will hold engagements as placeholders, like, you know, to put the girl on ice. Like, okay, I gave you a ring, girl, shut up. You know, maybe
I met
we'll
a
get
guy
married.
like that the other day. He was like, oh, I'm engaged. I said, oh, how long you been engaged? 2 years. Oh.
I don't understand the point of a long engagement. I just don't. The whole point of an engagement is that you are saying, I want to marry you. So if you put a ring on her finger and then you making her wait a year, 2, 3 years, what's the hold up? You pretty much just don't want to get married. Yeah. Don't ask nobody to marry you if you don't want to get married in, I would say, 6 months. Let's get engaged and then we can go like get married by ourselves and then we can have a party later on.
Yes.
You know, because like, what's the point of the engagement?
I think
like, let's get to
the
it.
best way to do it.
Yeah.
Just go to the courthouse. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Shutup Rings? Are you a victim of it? Or do you know someone that was given a ring and the person eventually became the Lord of the Rings? In this video, we will explore long-term overdue relationships without engagement or marriage, and also Shutup Rings.
128. 128. That's all it takes.
Not all it takes.
And what's your excuse?
I haven't found anyone to marry.
Okay. 128. Then they're cute. They're cute. And if you want to be more expensive, they're over here.
That's the one you want for mom. Yeah, that's the one for me.
Which I wouldn't want that one either. That's all. That's all it takes.
In the first video we watched, the lady was asking the man to buy her a ring. She went for the $128 ring. The man's response was, I've not seen the one yet. I don't know if he was joking, but I think he wasn't joking, because some people took time out to run a research on her TikTok page. They found out that this lady has been asking this man for a ring for a while now. They've been together for over 5 years and she has 3 kids for him. So obviously his response wasn't a joke. He has not really found the person, the right person, which is really heartbreaking. In that video, she sounded desperate. She was going for the less expensive one, thinking that would make him want to purchase it. She also made reference to the one that is $590 something, that, oh, she would love that one, but she really doesn't mind the one that is $128, because in her head maybe he doesn't want to spend a lot of money to get. But the man did not still get her that ring. For the second little video clip you watched, that was a lady that has been with a man for over 8 years. The man is wealthy. He bought her a house. They are building a truck. They have cars, and she has 4 children for this man. So what's going on? Why is he finding it difficult to marry her, to engage her, to marry her? What is the problem? These 2 ladies have something in common here. They've been in a relationship for over 5 years. They have kids, not 1, not 2. The other one has 3 kids. The second one has 4 kids. The men are willing to commit to having kids, but they find it difficult committing with this lady in relationship. What is most likely to happen is this: when those men find the women they love, they will commit to them. Those ladies are just being placeholders. That's basically what it is. If he does not see any reason to marry you after giving him kids, what do you think is going to make him change his mind? You guys are already cohabiting, doing things together, acting and playing husband and wife. There's really nothing for him to look forward to anymore. You've given him everything. I'm pretty sure they also cook for him, take care of him, clean after him and all that. But the thing here is this: those men are yet to find the women they love. Once they do, they will dump those women and move on to the people they love, the lady, the woman or the women they love. If they end up not finding those women they love, they might give in to the pressure from the placeholders, and at the end of the day, the relationship might or is most likely to be a miserable marriage. Let's just get married. They are just in the marriage. If you skip step 1 and hop on to step 2, it does not always end well. Do not give a man a child if the man is not married to you. If he cannot commit to you, don't give him a child, because he does not deserve that. You're going to regret it. So do not jump the step. Follow it step by step. It is a stepwise process.
The most dangerous man in the world, if you did not see my viral video, is the one that will string you along just like this. This is not a flex to wait 8 years for a man to lock you down and buying you gifts that are really meant for him, that he's putting in his name, that could be taken away at any time. And mark my words, mama, they will be taken away when he is done with you. Not sure about you, you're not his ideal partner, and he doesn't think you're the one. I could guarantee this relationship is not lasting. To string you along and keep you there waiting while he waits for his dream woman to show up. And I can guarantee you, in areas other than having no ring and no wedding and no real commitment under God and the law, that woman does not feel loved. I just knows that you're sitting there waiting. You're sitting there waiting for him on his clock. You have shown him that you have no value. You do not value yourself. You do not value your time. My advice to you is you to start really diving into your self-love, and you need to give that man a 3-month timeline. He already had 8 years. Anything that man is giving you, a manly looking car and that little house, you can give it to yourself. I'm here if you need me, book a call, and do not settle for this in life.
When I told y'all that being willing to accept a cheap ring isn't going to get you married faster, y'all dragged me to the pits of hell and back. When I said some of y'all are so desperate for marriage, you're willing to accept anything and you still end up with nothing, y'all wanted me to get struck by lightning. I literally had to turn off the comments on that video because y'all weren't ready to hear that. And now you have this woman here who is practically begging for a $128 or less ring, and he's unfazed, unmoved, and unbothered. Y'all are in the comments asking why she won't let it go, why she won't leave, even though he told her to her face that he hasn't found someone to marry, joke or not. And a huge part of why she won't let it go is because she's in 3 kids deep. And this is what happens when you decide to do things in this order. This is what happens when you decide to give these men children before they meet your requirements and standards. If she hadn't had kids with him, it would have been a tad bit easier for her to walk away. But because she has 3, and they always have 3 for some reason, she feels like she's stuck. She feels like she has no choice but to beg for it. And she believes that if she lets him know she's willing to accept a cheap ring, that it'll give him some type of motivation to marry her, when in reality, it's actually doing the opposite. Y'all, I went to her page. She's been begging for this ring for a while. They've been together for over 5 years. She even asked for it last year as a Christmas gift, and he still didn't get it. She pushed out not 1, not 2, but 3 of his children and is now begging him to spend $128 or less on a ring, when in reality, he just doesn't want to marry her. She's a placeholder, and when he finally gets tired of looking for her replacement, he'll give her the scraps she's been so patiently waiting for.
Most women in the comment section on TikTok were saying the ring is cheap, while some women were saying it's not about the cost of the ring, but about the commitment. Does the cost of a ring determine the value a man places on you, or how valuable you are to a man? Please share your thoughts on this in the comment section.
You proposed to her.
Oh my God, it was insane. So I planned an entire trip with her family, my family in Florence. Her favorite city ever was Florence. So she told me about
South Carolina?
No, Florence, Italy.
Oh, okay.
So she told me that was her favorite city. She studied abroad there. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I need to propose to her in Florence. So I did a lot of research. I helped her family plan the trip to Florence. I helped my family plan the trip to Florence.
This is all behind her back.
All behind her back.
I had no idea.
So for 2 days, I was running through Florence, and every time I would see my family, I would text them, get the hell out of here, whatever. I took her to the highest point. So where you see everything, Monte Vecchio, right?
Yep.
You see everything, and I proposed to her right there. I was so nervous that I didn't even say anything about will you marry me, because I was insanely nervous.
No, did you expect that it was going to be 4 years in, or like, what was your expectation?
I feel like it was a long time coming, but I didn't really expect it. It was definitely a surprise. Yeah.
So ideally, how soon would you have wanted him to? When did you know?
I always knew he was the one. I always saw a future together, and like I said, we always get along really well, and our we have like the same mindset where we know where we want to be and what we want to do with our lives. So I always kind of knew. I feel like when you find the right person, you're just gonna know.
How much did you spend on her wedding ring?
That's a lot. So, I mean, show it. I mean, go ahead. It's a decent amount. So if you look up like a 3-carat diamond, 35K, yeah.
$35,000.
Yeah.
So he spent that much on a wedding ring for you as a gesture. What does he get in return?
I think I should answer that. So I get a partner that's loyal. I get the mother of my children. I get the most beautiful woman that I've ever, been around. And the most important thing is how she treats me and how she treats my family and how she treats her family. So for me, I have a partner for life.
Let's talk about the Shutup Ring. This video that is coming up went viral some couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And you know what? Let's have a look. Oh, you gotta watch this.
Let me show y'all something, world. I just literally proposed. I ain't gonna record you because that's up. Like, I just proposed to my girl.
10 years,
so yeah, we've been together.
10 years.
Yeah, we've been together for 10 years, and I just proposed to her, and she just sitting here and just looking at the ring. You just sitting here looking at it.
In the car, you ain't put no thought into it. You ain't taking me out to dinner or nothing. No type of little setup, bro.
Why do it? But
flowers, nothing. Just this ring.
But Crystal,
and then after 10 years,
Crystal.
No.
You said you wanted to be married.
I don't want it.
I went out and bought this
like
ring.
5 years ago. I don't want that shit. Now it take you another 5 years to propose to me. No, I don't want
What you mean? So 10 years? Look, 10 years to me. That tells me if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
It don't take you 10 years.
People true colors. People true colors don't be coming. Like, I got to see your true colors.
It does not take 10 years to see somebody's true colors. Come on.
Years.
It do take people 10 years. Everybody not the same. Like, I don't get it. What you talking about? Like, so you really don't want to. You don't want to marry me.
I don't want that ring. And you know what? I'm trying to pack my shit because I just.
So you finna break up with me because I got you a ring 10 years later?
What type of thought is this? We in the car.
What you mean we in the car? Like, it don't matter where you get proposed to, as long as you get proposed to.
I don't want that. Stop recording me.
I'm not gonna stop recording because you're unappreciative, and I want to show the world how unappreciative my girl is. Like, I don't understand right now. Like, you got a whole, like, you know how much I spent on this ring, and you complain about where I'll propose to you at? That's what you complain about?
In the car. It's no type of thought into it, and then it's been 10 years. I don't want that shit now. It took you 10 years?
Okay, everybody not the same. Maybe it take me 10 years to realize if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I don't want it.
That's crazy. Like, I don't get you. Like, you talking about you finna leave? Where you finna go? Where you finna go?
Don't worry about it.
I'm finna worry about it. What you mean?
From you.
What? So you don't want this ring? Crystal, what are you doing? Crystal, you don't want this ring?
It's my key.
You don't want this ring?
No, I don't want it.
No, any woman would accept this ring. I'm not gonna stop recording. Stop.
Yeah, let me record because, okay, it's nice. The ring is nice. I love it. Okay, but you ain't put no thought until we in the car.
Crystal.
We're in the car.
It don't matter.
You think she's really mad about the 10 years? Or that she was expecting something that didn't happen?
We're in the car.
It don't matter.
We're in the car.
I proposed.
You couldn't even take me out to eat.
I
and
proposed
rose petals,
to
you know,
you.
flowers.
I saved up.
You couldn't, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't even put no thought into it. And then it's been 10 years.
Ungrateful. Like, I don't understand how the ungratefulness.
I'm not ungrateful.
You are ungrateful.
I'm not ungrateful.
You are.
Anybody else would have complained too.
You are. Who gonna complain?
Anybody.
I just literally proposed to you in the car, a nice ring, and you complain it.
Yeah, in the car.
So what if it's in the car?
In the car.
So if it's in the car, it's in the house, a restaurant, like, you getting proposed to. Like, I don't get it.
I don't want it.
So what you finna do? So you finna leave?
Yes.
Okay, leave. Give me my phone. Go. Bye. Get out the car. Go.
The man felt like he was doing her a favor, like he was not interested in marrying her. He said she asked for it. She asked for it 5 years ago, and you are proposing to her 5 years later, saying, oh, you needed 10 years to see her true color. I don't get it. Who dates someone for 10 years? Who has 10 years to be looking for someone's true color? Who has 10 years to give to a man for the man to look for your true color? Like, it makes no sense. Oh, he needed 10 years to be sure. Wasting someone's time, someone's life. 10 years is a decade. He was so unremorseful. Your lady is telling you that she's not happy the way you proposed. Thoughts were not put into it. You didn't make any effort. You're not focusing on that. Rather, you are focusing on exposing her to the people, trying to make it seem as though you made an effort, but she declined. Obviously gaslighting her. Gaslighting her into accepting the ring when you failed to do what she expected you to do. The fact that you took 10 years, you needed to have thrown a big party for her, honestly. You needed to have appreciated her for waiting that long. But what did he do? He pulled out a camera to capture the moment so he could embarrass her on the internet. At the end of the day, he got embarrassed.
If you're wondering why your partner won't propose or get engaged with you, and you've been in a long-term relationship or have been together long enough that you are ready to be engaged, you're ready to be married, but yet your partner doesn't seem to be pulling the trigger, here are a few reasons why partners don't typically propose, especially for men, because more often than not, it's women who are ready to be married, and the man is not ready, or the man has not proposed. So on one hand, if you're living together, a lot of men feel that we're essentially already married. Two, a lot of men are afraid of marriage because divorce, at least theoretically, divorce tends to be in the woman's favor, and some men are afraid of divorce and what could happen for them in a bad way. Three, a lot of men who are in love with their partner and deeply committed to their partner but won't propose, they're afraid of the potential issues that are present now that won't be resolved if you're married. And so a lot of men can be shy about pulling the trigger and proposing because they're worried that the issues we have will only be worse if we get married, and then we'll be financially and legally intertwined in a way that is much more severe than if we're just exactly what we are now. Those are a few of the top reasons, but I'll share with you more in these shorts. And if you'd like to learn more, go to the comments and you can find our channel, and we have a lot more videos on how to have a great relationship and the reasons couples struggle or don't have the ideal partnership.
Ladies, if you've been engaged for a certain amount of years and there's no date set, there's no plan set, there's no anything set to get the ball rolling to say I do, you're wearing a Shutup Ring.
Ooh.
Man them, if you know you're putting a ring on a lady's finger so you can silence the noise, quiet the pressure, yeah, because the pressure is loud, it gets heavy, and you're just trying to be like, raw, let me just snip it on, yeah, you know you're giving her a Shutup Ring.
You have to be absolutely crazy, literally delulu, to believe that a man that waited 1 to 2 years to actually give you a ring really wants to be with you. Because I am going to tell you 110%, the ring that he gave you after making you wait so long was a Shutup Ring. See, the thing is, men already know if they want to become long-term with you from the jump. It'll come within the first 1 to 2 months, sometimes even weeks. Men don't wait for women for years if they actually want to be with them or marry them. He gave you the Shutup Ring because you were beneficial to him, and he would rather be with somebody than actually nobody. He gave you the Shutup Ring so you're only entitled to him, and also so you won't question him about any other thing in the relationship because you think that y'all are already locked in. Just because he's not attracted to you or you're not the woman that he wants does not stop him from acting like it. It was never about money because you don't have to have an expensive ring or an expensive wedding. You could literally go and get married at the court. And the sad reality is a lot of y'all will think maybe he's just waiting to give you the ring. But in actuality, you're just not the woman that he actually wanted. But he decided to settle down anyway because he does not want you to leave out of his life just in case all things fail. But y'all stay safe though.
What to do to prevent Shutup Rings? No marriage, no babies. Never wear an engagement ring for more than 6 months. Cohabiting is part of the problem because in the man's head, what is there to look forward to anymore? I'm already living with you. You're giving me sex. You're cleaning up after me. You're performing the wife duty. You're already acting as a wife to me. So what's the whole point? Why should I stress myself? Don't date without a purpose. Never appear to be desperate in a relationship. Don't beg a man to marry you, not propose to you. Never sell yourself cheap to anyone. Always know what you want. Put yourself first. Your happiness, your peace comes first. Make yourself the priority and don't let anyone hold you hostage. You need to know the direction, the destination of a relationship from the get-go. You need to know where you guys are headed. Do not date a man for more than 2 years without a ring. I know some people date for up to 4 years and then the ring comes. For those high school sweethearts, I understand you guys are still trying to develop yourself. You're still trying to pursue your career, get your degrees. That is different from what I'm saying. My focus is not on college dating, people you met while you were schooling and then you guys grew together. That's not my focus. My focus is on people that just met, adults, people that are ready to settle down. You met someone, you want to settle down, and the person is stringing you along. Don't let that happen. There's so many fishes in the ocean. Don't let that happen to you. Some people are time wasters. They will waste your time. So stand on business. If getting married is the goal and he's not coming forth, you discard him and move on to the next person. So don't let any man waste your time. Don't be dating for 2 years, 3 years. You don't know where you're headed. Some men usually come up with excuses like, oh, I'm not financially buoyant, or I'm trying to find my feet and all that. What is the assurance that he's going to marry you when he's financially buoyant? So know what you want from the beginning and don't settle.
I had a question. He said he's not ready to be married because of his finances. He's 47 and never been married. We've been together for 2.5 years. Am I wrong for walking away?
No, you're not wrong, because first of all, you know where you want to be at in life. You know what you want. And if you've expressed that to him and he's still not budging on that, then no, he's not trying to be with you in that way. And you are not wrong for walking away. That's what I tell everybody. Look out for you.
Right.
You.
That's right.
Think about you and your future and what you want. Never let nobody hold you hostage. Always think for yourself and what you want to do and do it.
And then I'm a little worried the fact that he's 47 and never been married, and he's still saying that, you know, he's trying to get his finances together, or I'm sensing some commitment issues. Maybe he's not ready to commit.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't control another person. You control yourself. And you know how you want to be treated and what you want to do and where you want to be. So you make that decision on what you want and don't feel bad about it.
Yep.
It's better out there. I always say it.
That's right.
Peace.
With that man over 2 years, this man still don't know whether or not he wants to marry you. He's saying that he don't know you're the one. And, you know, he needs some time. And you've been giving this man benefits. Listen to me. That man does not want to marry you. That man don't want you. And he may marry you 5 years, 10 years, just because he got tired of you nagging. He got tired of you bickering and complaining. Just because you told him no more sex till we get married, you gave him an ultimatum. And he exhausted all his options. There's no other options out there. Then he finally, 10 years, 5 years later, 10 years later, want to marry you and you happy. That's why a lot of people who are married and they are not happy. A lot of women who say marriage is hard work. It's so hard. You know why it's hard work? Because that man, they want to marry you in the first place.
If the words marriage is just a piece of paper, if we already have something great, why get the government involved? I don't believe in the institution of marriage. If any of that type of sentiment comes out of the mouth of the guy that you are seeing, cut it out. Cut it out. Because why is it that last night I met this guy out? He wasn't wearing a wedding ring, but he tells me that he's married, and I'm just like, well, then why aren't you wearing your wedding ring? And he's like, well, I don't believe in the institution of marriage. And unprompted, he then goes on to tell me that actually my wife asked me to marry her. Gasp. I'm sorry. What? Like, what do you mean your wife asked you to marry her? And he was like, well, you know, like she really wanted kids. And she's like 10 years younger than me, so we got married, but I tell her, like, yeah, I'm not gonna wear a wedding ring outside because, like, I don't believe in the institution of marriage. But I have a 9-month-old, and her name is, I'm not gonna say the baby's name, but, like, actually, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? That's how you know you have a shut-up ring, when you have to beg a guy to marry you or commit to you, or if he's even saying anything remotely in the same sentiment of like, marriage is a lie, marriage is BS, why would you want the government involved, it's just a piece of paper. Marriage protects you. Marriage gives you legal protection in the case that disaster strikes your life, in the case that you have a child with this man, in the case that you are living with this person. It gives you legal protection. And that is worth something, and they know that it's worth something, and they don't want to give it to you. So if a guy is saying, especially if he's like in the camp of, I want kids but I don't want marriage, no. Because he just wants the benefit of having a family without any of the commitment and without providing you any legal protection. So protect yourself, look out for your own interests, and don't ever, ever beg a guy to freaking commit to you or settle for you. Crazy.
Ladies, please don't let any man waste your time. A lot of men out there are time wasters and they impede women's progress. If you would love to watch a video about that and know more on that, click on this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.